Great to see you in Argentina at the Congress 2015. You've just come out of a session with a bunch of delegates who've been, keen to hear what you've got to say. So talk us through the main theme.
The main theme really is that the ICA ranking that is so powerful, so influential, is a hugely important ranking for understanding the meetings economy. But there are hundreds of other indexes out there that many those in the industry are not really aware of yet. And we argue that they really ought to be aware of it in order to understand their city a lot better and understand what their own city's strategy ought to be and how they can influence it, how they can foster it, facilitate it.
So what kind of advice were you giving them? Obviously, as you said, there are hundreds of other ways to get data, but that's probably going to blow their minds. So where did you say they should start?
Well, we suggested that there's really, out of the 200 indexes that we measure every year, every 2 years, we suggest there was really 10 big indexes that we suggest everyone follow, track keenly, as well as reading our headline report every year. These indexes kind of focus not only on the comprehensive evaluation of a city, but also drill down into what kinds of cities are appealing to different sorts of people, different kinds of residents, different sorts of artists, innovators, business people, investors, and so on. And therefore, cities can understand, who am I appealing to? Should I be appealing to this group? Should I be thinking about others? What's missing? Where are the gaps? So we started by looking at those 10, and then we also began talking about what sort of areas should cities be thinking about. So what kinds of city types are they? Whether are they an established world city? Are they an emerging world city? Are they a new world city? And there are many different types of cities that are emerging in our global system. And the challenge is understand your city, know your city type, and act accordingly. Become learned about your city and push your agenda based on that knowledge.
So ultimately, really, it helps them to rationalise the kind of people they would attract, that they would want to attract for meetings, to give them a greater level of success, but also look at the areas in the city where they might need to improve on in order to attract a kind of meeting that they're, at the moment maybe they're not having any success doing.
Absolutely, yeah. We highlighted in there a recent work we've been doing with Oslo, a city that's got huge assets, but also when you do the full rankings of them through 200 indexes, you see that there are areas that they need to work on, and they recognise this, and they launched a regional brand strategy in the summer to address some of its areas where it could improve. So we're proud of the fact that we've contributed to their step change, and that we think that looking at these 200 indexes rather than just one or two or three where the city might do very well, looking at them across the whole milieu helps cities to think about what's the long-term direction of the city, what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, what are the risks of not changing, not reforming, and how can a city position itself in a world where there are so many cities now, including the emerging world, that are trying to compete. You need to distinguish yourself. You need a compelling offer.
Sounds great. Fascinating stuff. Tim, thanks for talking to me.
Thanks, Ian. Pleasure.